Loma Linda, California, where Greater LA collides with a strange and venomous world. Here, Dr. Sean Bush and his team face the challenges of a baffling and deadly substance, venom. It grips the human body and racks the human mind. This toxic and unpredictable mix means no case is ever routine. Here on the front line, home of the Venom ER. California's high desert. For millions of years, it's been the domain of the rattlesnake. But today, people are making their homes in this desert, dangerously close to a deadly presence. A bite can happen at any instant, and in the hot summer months, the danger peaks when temperatures fall after dark. Fortunately, the Venom ER is open right through the night, 24/7. It's 4 a.m. as a Mercy Air helicopter scrambles in from the high desert. On board, a snakebite patient. Sean Bush heads to the ER, telling the team to prepare anti-venom. The victim will be there before him. Mercy Air radios that the patient has taken a turn for the worse. He may need a tube to breathe. They'll have to act fast. Dr. Bush is still 20 minutes away, so intern Jenny Cohen must manage this patient alone. It's her first solo snakebite, and she'll make key decisions, like how many vials of Crofab anti-venom to mix up.
4 or 6?
Probably mix 6.
6, he's a big guy. Okay. Let me see
The patient's name is John Stull. No breathing tube yet, but he's on oxygen.
How's your breathing feeling?
A little shallow.
A little shallow?
I'm used to taking deep breaths.
Yeah. We're watching your breathing really closely, okay?
We're
gonna keep an eye on it.
Jenny's worried about his breathing, but there's more.
I spent a year in the hospital. I had an aneurysm.
Okay.
I had a lot of brain damage and records.
This neurological problem might easily be confused with the neurotoxic effects of some snake venoms. Diagnosing this patient won't be easy.
We're getting some Crofab ready for you. It only takes care of it for a little bit. No, it doesn't change anything in the future.
And there's yet another complication.
What I do is I drink venom all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I drink it on a regular basis, and I've been doing that for years.
John believes venom drinking gives him immunity to snakebite. The medical experts say it increases the risk of reaction to a bite. It's a huge complication. Jenny must proceed one step at a time.
Does it hurt when I push?
Yeah?
How about up here?
Yeah, that's sore. Especially right where I got shot, where the skin graft is. And when I went
Jenny's only assisted on a few snakebite cases, but this one would challenge far more experienced doctors.
All right, so it's been almost 3 hours. So far, you don't have any swelling or any evidence of local injury here, just our bite wounds. But you're having the chest tightness and you're having a lot of pain. So you are having symptoms that make me think I did get some venom in there. And you say there's a lot of Mojave
when I
Greens
got
around
bit
that
in my
area,
arm,
so.
I got a full dose because I was handling the snake. Hey, there's my buddy.
Dr.
How
Bush.
you doing, Mr. Stull? I do remember you.
How you doing, Sean?
Sean knows this patient's history.
Where'd you get bitten?
Well, this time it's in a lake. 3 Mojave Greens out of my
I've treated
gut.
him before, and I've treated his brother for a snake bite. The other bite he had, he was handling the snake, he was cleaning the cage, and that's how he got bitten.
I don't have no snake.
John lives around snakes. Last time he was bitten by a Mojave rattlesnake and treated with Crofab anti-venom. Now Sean has to decide whether to give him a second dose, even though he's never done it before.
Yeah.
I've never given Crofab to a patient twice, and I guess his previous exposure puts him at risk for having an allergic reaction to it.
Big deep breath.
Sean must find out as much as he can about this bite to make the right call.
This happened about 2 hours and 45 minutes ago. He's having some chest tightness and trouble breathing and pain down here. That's pretty much all that's going on.
Okay.
He doesn't have any ptosis. His speech is a little slurred. He had a seizure on the way here.
Took 3 Mojave greens.
Some of these could be the result of neurotoxins in the venom.
This was definitely Mojave.
There's no doubt. I haven't found one that wasn't.
He does have 2 puncture wounds, and they're about 12 millimeters apart, and that's about right. But I'd expect him to have a little bit of redness or something around there, and all he's got is pain and these subjective symptoms.
John doesn't have any tingling or weakness, the classic effects of neurotoxic venom. That makes the decision even more difficult for Sean.
En route, they said he was very sick, and so I was concerned. They even talked about intubating him, but now that I'm here, he doesn't look near as sick as he sounded.
Sean has a dilemma. He can't leave the bite untreated, but treating John with Crofab this second time could trigger an allergic reaction, given John's history. After much thought, he decides to give antivenom. As the test dose goes in, the team keeps a careful watch.
Okay.
You know, potassium leaking, and
All right.
that's when you worry about all that, but not at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, for him, his half a wine coat.
10 minutes later, something's wrong. With John Stull at such an increased risk of allergic reaction, there are tense moments ahead when Venom ER returns. This is the first time Sean has ever given Crofab for 2 separate bites. And right now, there's something wrong.
You okay? Used to the cramps in the abdomen. There you go. Just take a deep breath in. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath.
What's the matter?
It's getting too crampy.
Where's your cramping?
Along my side.
Now, you know, it's real important to watch him closely for signs of allergic reaction because why?
Because he's had it before.
Yeah, exactly. He's had it.
This might be the precursor to an allergic reaction, so the team orders breathing equipment, just in case John develops full-blown anaphylaxis.
All right. And you got all your stuff already in case?
Right there.
All right.
Stomach cramps are not typical signs of an allergic reaction, but they can't take any chances. After another 10 minutes, John's cramps stop. As there's no sign of any allergic reaction, Sean continues the Crofab infusion.
250, increase the rate, and hit run. And,
Now, there's just one test left to do.
I was gonna ask you, did you do a neuro exam already?
I haven't done that yet.
While this is going, let's do a neuro exam.
Okay. Can you show me your teeth like this?
They're still looking out for the weakness and numbness that normally characterize Mojave bites.
On this hand, push me away. Does it feel normal when I touch your hand down here? How about down here on your feet? Does that feel normal when I touch your feet?
No, feels like it's fine.
Side you got bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have to see.
It's in the affected extremity, so it could be a venom effect, absolutely.
If there's venom in John's right leg, it should be weaker than his left.
Can you step down like you're pushing on a gas pedal? Can you do that? How about this foot? Real hard as you can. As hard as you can, just for 1 second, as hard as you can. It's pretty
weak.
close.
Pretty close? Okay.
There are still no typical symptoms of an envenomation. 20 minutes later, John's wife arrives, and the details of the bite emerge.
I walked out of my house to get my wife's purse out of her trunk, I opened up the trunk, and then I got hit in the side of the leg, and it was the snake was under the car. And it's not uncommon for kangaroo rats and stuff like that to run up to our house at night and be around the cars, so more than likely he had followed one over there. And when I came out, I startled him and I got bit.
Were you wearing jeans or shoes? It looks like this might.
No, I was barefooted
You're barefoot.
and wearing shorts.
Okay.
We walk around outside barefoot all the time, and it's not very often that you hear that someone gets bit around there, you know what I mean?
The ankle.
When John was last in the ER, he told Sean that he believed drinking venom would make him immune to a bite. It's a common myth.
Now you used to inject yourself with venom or drink the venom or?
I drink it.
Yeah.
I milk them, and then I dilute it with water, and then I drink it, and I've been doing that for years. And it seems to do okay for me.
It's an absolutely horrible idea to drink venom. It's definitely not the right thing to do. There's no truth in the notion that you could drink venom and build up an immunity to it so that if you got bitten by a snake, you wouldn't be affected by it. I tried to talk to him last time he was bitten by a rattlesnake, but he still has this belief. It's hard to shake people's beliefs sometimes, you know?
Look at you. Getting a foot massage out of this.
Just 2 hours after John arrived in the ER, his condition is stable. No swelling, no muscle twitches, and no allergic reaction.
Dr. Bush is the best doctor I've ever had.
Mojave rattlesnake venom.
A good outcome for a challenging case.
Right.
Long day's work.
With Sean's help, Jenny's come through one of the strangest snakebite cases she's ever likely to encounter.
I think I'm just gonna watch him for a good 8 hours, and if he doesn't get any more signs of envenomation, I'm probably gonna turn him loose.
By lunchtime, Dr. Bush is back to check John's progress.
How you doing? You feeling? How you feeling today?
He's had less sleep than his patient.
You feel better? Let me take a look at this. All right. Okay, so Mr. Stull, I think that you pretty much got a non-envenomation here. I don't think that there's a lot of venom in there. I think you're gonna be okay. You think maybe you should invest in some boots?
Kevlar.
I'm sure he has plenty.
I hope I don't see you in my ER again, all right?
John's a medical first, the only person Sean's given Crofab on 2 separate occasions. His strange symptoms are still a mystery. It may even be this was a dry bite, with no venom actually injected.
It's kind of a weird feeling when you come in the middle of the night and you see this guy and you go, I know that guy. He was bitten before, and in fact, he was in that bed over there. It was a Mojave rattlesnake, and here he is again. In fact, I treated his brother too. So it's kind of weird, but snake bites aren't usually something that run in families, but in this situation, they do. All right, take care.
Okay, Sean, take care. Don't work too hard.
To say the least, John Stull is an unusual case. The team hopes he's not destined to continue tempting fate.
He's still not wearing any shoes.
Throughout the summer months, snakes fascinate many people. Amazing to watch, but they're fast and armed with deadly venom. Yet many of Sean's patients have touched the snake that bit them. Understanding this means studying the power of the snake in human psychology. Sean's search for answers starts with a house call on former patients Joel and John Stull. That involves a 2-hour drive out into the remote desert. Both brothers have been patients in the ER.
Hey, John.
How's it going, Sean?
Good.
Been a while?
How's your snake bites healing
Oh,
up?
it's
4 weeks earlier, John was flown into the Venom ER with a suspected leg bite.
Actually, this is right here where I got bit by a
Really?
guy. Yeah. I'll show you. I went over here, unlocked the car, and I was standing here like this, and I got bit right here in the ankle, and he was just curled up right down here.
He admitted that he drank rattlesnake venom, thinking it built up immunity. It's the opposite of all medical advice. His brother Joel was in the ER in July 2002.
This is John Stull's brother. Can't believe it. Still got a little
Snakes
pinch
are
in it.
part of daily life for John and Joel.
Now, do you drink Venom too?
No.
This is John Stull trademark.
Yeah. I had heard of other people doing it, so I tried it, and one night when I was milking my snakes, I took the venom from one snake. I just diluted it with a little water and drank it that way. I would sometimes even put it in a shot of tequila and have the original snake bite.
Snake handling first put John in the hospital in April 2002.
It's really hard to know if any particular intervention that you performed had any effect on the envenomation severity. But when you got a rattlesnake bite, it still hurt. Explain that to me.
As the venom started to work its way, I felt a lot of the pain in the joints, the hands, the fingers, considering that the effects that most people have from a Mojave green bite, I feel that it could have been much worse had I not, at that time, drank the venom.
But it also made his case highly unpredictable. There was a huge risk of an allergic reaction and a tough decision for Sean. John is the only patient Sean's given Crofab for 2 separate snake bites.
So I just have one more question. If you keep handling snakes and drinking venom, do you think that we're gonna meet again?
I would say yes. I don't think my chances necessarily will get better, you know, by drinking the venom, but I think it reduces my risk. I believe that. And I would never keep myself from medical attention in the event of a situation like that.
There are people who want to handle snakes, and the life-saving service that Sean's team provides means people like John can take their fascination to extremes. And there's a big problem.